Yep, that is today. But that's when it began. What's up, Crossroads? It is our birthday. And this is a very, very special day for me. The last several years on this day, I've been in New York, and my wife and I, the First Lady of Crossroads, we've gone and celebrated in New York and had dinner somewhere. But because of the virus, we're here in Chilton County, and it's our birthday. What does that mean? Crossroads has been in existence for 23 years. And these are some of our memories of this thing called Crossroads. Memories. So many memories. But why don't we go look at something else? So Crossroads has had several locations through the years, and it all started on a Sunday morning, the Sunday before. Oh, it's really dark now. The day that you just saw, I was brought into this room, and this was where Sunday school took place for our youth. And we used to every once in a while bring all the youth over here and go, this is where it started, but it's probably not the best idea to be here. However, you could probably survive Corona if you've been in here. But this was where it all started. I stood right there, and a man said, this is Kenny. He's your prospective youth pastor. And there was about 8 kids sitting there. And they just kind of did this. Didn't give me much. And I was like, hey guys, it's so good to be here with you. Looking forward to seeing what God's going to do, blah, blah, blah. And each week we would meet here for Sunday school, and then they'd break off and go into their classrooms. But this was also where Crossroads was born, because it was West End Baptist Youth. But this room is very special to me. Our midweek studies would go on here, and we would have 35 to 40 people crammed in this tiny room, and it was loud, and the worship center is right through there. And I can remember the pastor tell me just about every week, I was still bivocational, and on Sundays when I would see him, he'd go, man, y'all making a lot of noise up there. He said, but I tell our people, you know what, it's okay. They're in church, and Kenny's giving them something good. So this is kind of where it all started. But then there's something else. That Sunday morning, I was brought into the sanctuary after I met with the students, and I talked with the pastor and talked with some people in the church. And then I was asked to get up on this stage. Now, the way the service started, our pastor, Brother Tony, would get up and he would make announcements and just share kind of what's going on. And as I was sitting about 20 feet from him, he looked down and he said, and today we've got our prospective youth minister here with us, or youth director, I think they called it. And in a minute, he's going to give his testimony. Well, he had told me he wanted me to get up and say a few words, but he didn't say anything about giving my testimony. And I stood right here after it was my turn to get up, and I looked out at 250 people that were crammed into this old sanctuary, and I was horrified, scared to death. And I remember the choir is like right here, and I'm just standing here, and I'm like, all right, what do I do? What do I do? You know your testimony, it happened to you. And the first words that came out of my mouth is, well, thank you, Brother Tony, for that welcome, and it is an honor to be here with you today. And I'm not going to take too long. I don't want to put you to sleep. That's the pastor's job. And as soon as it came out of my mouth, I said, well, I can't believe I just said that. And all of a sudden, right behind me, right about there, one of the bass singers, Mr. Harold Pierce. Mr. Harold, if you ever see this, I'll never forget. I can hear your laughter because you started laughing, and I was like, okay, I'm going to survive. And I started working at West End after that. It was, wow, what a day. But there's more. After a certain amount of time, this became our youth room, and it has changed so much over the years. It used to be like this. I mean, this is the size that it was. Because behind that mirror, hey guys, behind that mirror was where my office was, and there were 2 other classrooms. And we would do Crossroads in here. And I used to stand up there with the TV hanging from the ceiling, and we would do stuff. Now, before that, in the old room, we used to have the overhead projector, and we would change the transparencies, and two guys would play a guitar. A guy would sit on that desk over there, and he would beat the side of it for our percussion, and had a guy and a girl that would sing, Boneless and B. They would get up and sing, IR on a guitar, Super Cal on a guitar, and Bubbles on the percussion desk. But this place has changed a lot through the years, and one of the things that hasn't changed is just what Crossroads is. And I don't want to be over dramatic, but there's just something about Crossroads. For the first year, I would get asked the question just about, well, every month, how many did you have? What was your average? And I never in my wildest dreams thought about counting students or anything. So I just got, it was about 25. And after about a year, one of the deacons went to our pastor and said, you know, Brother Tony, if he's only got 25 kids and he's been here for a year, you know, I just don't know about that. And so our pastor asked me, he says, so you're only having 25? And I said, Brother Tony, be serious, man. I don't know how many's there. I said, I never count. He said, well, do me a favor. Just count this week. Let's see what we got. And so the next Sunday, I came into the Sunday school time, and he found me, and he said, so did you count last Wednesday? I said, yes, sir, I did. He said, how many did you have? I said, 53. He said, 53. So is that a whole lot more than you usually have? I said, no, it's about what we always have. He said, you were telling me 25. I said, well, I told you I never counted. And from that point, I just started wondering, you know, why do people come to this thing called Crossroads? I'm not entertaining enough to hold your attention. I'm not an eloquent enough speaker to make you go, man, I can't wait to hear that again. What is it that makes folks want to come? And I'll be honest with you, it goes back to this. This is why people come to Crossroads. It's because of our students. You are what Crossroads is. Crossroads is a brand. It is a label. We came up with that name because we didn't want to be tagged as West End Baptist Youth. Not that we're ashamed of West End. We wanted our own identity. And people bought into it. We wanted something that stood out, and when you saw it, you knew it was Crossroads. And so we developed a logo, and we wanted people to know who we were when we went places. So we made t-shirts, and over 23 years, we've had a couple of shirts. But it comes back to what our seniors say every year, senior recognition and senior Crossroads night. They will always make the comment, it's just like a big family. And that's what Crossroads is. It's just a big family. My desire for Crossroads is to see students fall in love with Jesus. No, I always say that, but that's really not it. I want them to grow in love with Jesus, to develop a relationship with Christ. And in doing that, help others develop that relationship as well. It's called a disciple that makes a disciple. And that's what our goal is for Crossroads. Has it worked? I will say it's been amazing to see what God's done over the years with students that are ministers professionally, that hold positions, that are ministers in their jobs, that are ministers working in this church today. I'm looking at a picture right now of a young lady whose daughter is in our youth group now. We've got several of those. There's just something special about Crossroads. And I'm so grateful God allowed me to be part of what it is. So to you, Crossroads, happy birthday. And I can't wait to see what God does through this really strange time. But I know that God is still with us and He's still doing stuff. I love you, Crossroads, with all that I am. And let's continue to grow so we can continue to serve Christ in a mighty way. See you soon.